but it's gonna be blue skies for you and I. We'll step out of the shadows and walk into the light. Yeah, it's gonna be blue skies for you and I.
Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Zalits, and today we'll be talking about Lord Brush. Wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. Kefka, you stupid troll. We'll be talking about Lord Kefka, one of the only Final Fantasy villains who actually was a threat to all of mankind by his ascension into godhood. So now, what is he and what can he do? So he is a magic debuffer attacker. Now, it's a good thing that we actually got him, since we really don't have any magic debuffers like that. Like, you know, we had Kuja, but he was just a magic HP attacker. And that was pretty much all he was. We really didn't have any magic debuffers, so it'll be good. Like, we'll have to see what he actually can do, but hopefully it's good, because we could actually use one. Moving on over into his stat chart over here, he has a 4-star attack, which is always good. He has a 3-star HP, which isn't too bad. It's pretty average. 3-star defense, pretty good. He has some pretty good coverage there as far as tank ability goes for HP attacker. He has a 4-star max bravery, which isn't bad, which means he's going to be doing some damage, but not the most damage, it seems like. He has a 3-star speed, which is pretty slow, but, you know, Kefka is kind of slow in the mental. So he has a 5-star initial bravery, which isn't too common for HP attackers. As far as his stat table goes, he has 4,062 HP, which is pretty good. 831 initial bravery, which is pretty high, which is very high. 1437 max bravery, which is actually pretty high. Like, it's almost maxed. It's almost like the 1500 that we see at a 5-star, which is pretty good. 500 attack, which is also fairly high, and 480 defense, which is pretty average. So it's he's looking pretty good. He has some pretty good overall coverage as far as stats go. Now let's move on over into his command abilities and see what he has going on over here. So he has Trine. Own bravery times 1.2 plus HP attack. Target 1 turn blind. HP attack lock. Database note. HP attack silence in JP. So it's not going to be a silence on NA. Is that what I'm getting from this? I mean, if it was a silence, it sounds like it's going to be really good. If it's actually a silence, but it seems like HP attack lock. I'm not really sure. Like, I'm assuming that means that the boss is only going to HP attack Kefka. Is that what I'm understanding from that? I have no idea. We'll have to wait until we see the trailer to find out. But the 1 turn blind, like, okay. We have characters like Vaughn who can do that, but it's fine. His next ability is Meteor. A 6-hit bravery magic attack returns to bravery attack after use. Requires Jolly Hair Ornament's passive to activate, and condition is after each use. So I'm assuming one of his weapons, I'm not sure which one, we'll find out when we get to the gear, turns it into this ability here after you use something. I'm not too sure. His second ability is Light of Judgment, a 2-hit bravery magic attack plus HP attack. To the target, it does 2 turns attack down 1, defense down 1, and speed down beta. Whatever that means. I'm assuming that's like speed down 2 or something. I have no idea what that means. But the fact that he only does defense down 1 or an attack down 1 doesn't seem too strong. But I mean, hey, for what it is, he's basically a magic Titus. So that's pretty much what it is. And then he also activates Meteor from this, a 6-hit, which is basically what we just read, except this one requires Mysterious Hair Ornament's passive, which again, I'm not sure which weapon that is, but we'll find out here in a minute. So let's move on over into his passive abilities and see what he has going on over here. He has Trine Attack Up, slightly raises attack for 1 turn after using Trine. Critical Bravery Gain, grants a small amount of bravery after inflicting a critical hit. That's actually pretty good. We don't usually see a bravery gain after getting a critical hit. That's actually pretty strong. Debuff boost, slightly raises max bravery while enemy is debuffed. Okay, I'll take that. Light of Judgment power up, slightly raises bravery damage dealt by Light of Judgment. Alright. A Clown's Pleasure, slightly raises bravery damage upon attacking an enemy that is not targeting the user, which is something we've seen on many other characters. Trine Charge, increases the max uses of Trine by 1. Critical Speed up, slightly raises speed for 1 turn after inflicting a critical hit. Light of Judgment Charge, increases the max uses of Light of Judgment by 1. And lastly, the Power of Destruction, slightly raises max bravery and attack while an enemy is debuffed. Now, I actually really like that because it makes up for him only having a 4-star attack and max bravery. So he's going to be getting a lot from this. He seems to be getting a lot of max bravery from everything, actually, from like just overall from his passives. So it's going to be really good. He seems like he's going to be a pretty strong character. Moving on to his gear list here. Mysterious Hair Ornament, which is a 35 CP. Okay, so let's see what this actually does. Increases Light of Judgment's potency, of course. Increases its max usage by 1. Not bad. Increases the potency of attack down, defense down, and speed down, and extends their duration. So I'm not really sure by how much, but I'm assuming it would probably go from like 2 to 3 or 4, maybe. Turns Bravery attack to Meteor for 1 use after every Light of Judgment use. Now that's gonna be really good. That's gonna be really good. And then moving on to his 15 CP here, his Jolly Hair Ornament turns Bravery attack to Meteor for one use after every Trine use, raises the Bravery gain, and extends the duration of Blind and HP Silence to 2 turns. So that's gonna be very, very strong. Actually, the 15 CP is gonna be like pretty much mandatory for that silence, if it is actually a silence and not just a HP lock like it said over there. But I'm assuming HP lock means a silence. I'm not too sure. We'll find out. And his armor is, of course, the Clown's Boots, Initial Bravery plus 110, and Attack plus 72. Which, I mean, Max Bravery would have been better than Initial Bravery, but for some reason they want to keep giving attack or HP attackers Initial Bravery. I don't know what I don't know what Square's deal is with giving attackers Initial Bravery, but whatever. Well, we learned to live with it. So let's go into his artifacts now and see what he has for artifacts, because I'm assuming that he's really not gonna have anything too. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just looking ahead at what's to come. So he has debuff Guard Up, raises defense power by 5% while an enemy is debuffed, and 10% with the 2-star version, which is trash. But he gets the Power of Destruction boost, increases the effects of the Power of Destruction by 2% and 5% with the 2-star version. This is gonna be super strong, because remember, the Power of Destruction boost was max bravery and attack, so he's going to be getting 5% or 15% all around if you get all 3 of these 2-star. So it's going to be super strong for him. And then he gets Bravery Trine, raises bravery by 5% of initial bravery after using Trine, and 10% with the 2-star version. Trash. And then he gets Mighty Light of Judgment, raises bravery damage dealt by Light of Judgment by 5% and 10% with the 2-star version. So now what I'm assuming, what you like, just going based off of what I would think is best here, I would assume that he probably wants to go for the Power of Destruction boost, 108 attack / 330 max bravery, and the Mighty Light of Judgment. That's pretty much what I would go for. That seems to be his strongest set of artifacts there, because he doesn't really need anything else. Like, he's a debuffer, he's a debuffer. He doesn't really need the raise initial bravery or whatever. He doesn't need any other stats than that. So I mean, those are pretty much the 4 stats that I would go for, and in that order too. I'd probably just go for the, you know, or I would go for the Power of Destruction boost, like, first and foremost, and then the 108 attack / 330 max bravery, and then as a 4th, the Mighty Light of Judgment. But now let's jump on over into the Gacha Simulator, since it's working for this one as well. So let's go ahead and look at that real quick. Alright, and here we are in Kefka's Gacha Simulator here. So before we jump on into this, let's go ahead and look at the spreadsheet that was made for me by Chris Inger. Shout out to you, dude. Thank you for always making these for me and helping me out with this process. So how do I do things here? So basically here in this table, across the top, you'll see the characters who are on the banner itself. So we see Kefka, Tifa, and Bartz, and their 15 and 35 CPs respectively. And across the columns, we see draw attempts. So basically, for each one of these draw attempts, I'm going to be trying to go for one of their weapons, which is just one of their 15 CP, one of their 35 CP for Kefka and, you know, Tifa and Bartz, and that's pretty much it. Then over here, we see the overall drawn weapons. And basically, this is just compiling all the weapons that we've gotten for all 3 characters throughout all 10 attempts here, and it'll just spit out an average draw chance for those weapons pretty much throughout the entire thing if you ever choose to draw. So, and then once we have finished doing all the draw attempts down here, it will compile all the data, all the sums and whatnot, and it'll give us an average of the amount of draws it's going to take to get each weapon. So now I believe that Chris left me some notes here. All weapons should be available on this banner. However, for a strange reason, Tifa's 15 CP is rare. I went 3 times up to 100k gems, 20 draws, and didn't get a single Tifa 15 CP. I put it still in for 20. And okay. So basically, he did what I did a while ago for Vanille's banner, I believe. I think it was Vanille, where I just pulled like a bajillion times, and I think I went up to like 200k or something like that. And you know, it's just easier if you don't get the weapon within 20 draws. Just leave it at 20, and just say that, you know, it's going to be inconclusive from there. So, but thank you for that, Chris. Thank you for that note. I'm glad that everything is there, so I won't. And if I don't get Tifa's within, like, I don't know, 10 to 15 draws, I probably will just skip it and just leave it at that. So, all right, let's just get on into this, and we'll see what we get. All right, so first draw here. Let's see what we get. So first draw, we got a Pinello dagger. All right, so that's going straight to off banner. All right, so we're just gonna put a 1 there, and now we're gonna go into the next draw here. All right, so we got Kefka's 15 CP on the second draw, so we're gonna put a 2 there and a 1 there, and we're just going to continue doing this. Okay, so we got a Bart's 35 CP and another Kefka 15 CP. So let's go ahead and put a 1 next to, or whoa, a 3 next to Bart's. And a 2 here, and a 1 not there. There. Alright, so looking pretty good. Not too bad. We got 2 Bart's 15 CPs and an Onionite off banner. So let's go ahead and put the off banner in there first. And then on Bart's 15 CP, we'll put a 4. And then we'll put 2 there for Bart's 15 CPs. Still no Tifa's though. Still nothing for Tifa. Okay, so on the 5th draw, we got Kefka's 35 CP, which is, I'd honestly say that's pretty good for this banner, for banners like this on a simulator. Getting the main character stuff within 5 draws, that's not bad. So we see another 35 CP for Bart's coming in. So all we're gonna do is add another. Nope, we're just gonna add another 1 to his chart there, and then another off banner right there. And now we'll just keep going until we get Tifa's. We're still not getting anything, so another Bart's 35 CP. We're going to put a 3 there. And I believe it doesn't... Yeah, off banner. Alright, so 5. And now we'll just keep going. We're on to the 8th pull here, and we got another off banner. Not looking too good for Tifa, I have to say. It's not looking too good. Another Bart's 35 CP. So if you wanted Bart's, I mean, he seems like he's going to be a pretty good... you're gonna have a pretty good chance to draw him here. Next draw here, which is 10. Kefka and Bart's 35 CPs coming out. Oh, I didn't mark down Kefka's 35 CPs. I think this is his second one though. I think this is only the second one that we've gotten so far. Whoops. All right. Well, we'll pretend that. We'll say that was 2. I did not mark that down. My mistakes. I'm pretty sure that was only 2 though. Another off banner here. I'm not really sure what's going on with Tifa's 35 CP. Okay, so we got her 35 CP here. So let's go ahead and put, what is this, 11 or 12? No, this is 12. Okay, so 12 on her 35 CP. We got 1 for her 35 CP. And Kefka 15 CP and an off banner. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this, and that. So things are not looking too good for her 15 CP. I'm just gonna go up to 20, I guess, and just I'm just gonna go up to 20, and we'll just call it there because I'm oops, that was not an off banner. What am I doing? That's definitely not an off banner. Cause I'm not sure what's going on with her 15 CP. So we see another 35 CP coming out from Tifa after very, very many draws and 3 off banners. So let's go ahead and put that to 14. I know I'm probably missing. I'm probably missing to put these like numbers in for these weapons, and I feel so bad for that. But you know what? I'm just trying to get this done because these numbers don't really matter. Like, I mean, these are pretty much just averages overall, but it really doesn't matter. The ones that really matter are these over here. So that's another. Oh boy, what did I? Okay, 15, 16. All right. Another Kefka 15 CP coming out, so let's go ahead and put a 4 there. 2 more draws left. If we don't get Tifa's 15 CP, I'm just not going to go any higher than 10 on the next draw, unless we're still looking for other characters. So that's another off banner. Alright. And final draw here. And 3 more off banners. Okay. So things started off well, but then it ended up being completely garbage. So basically, we'll just leave this up to... I'm just going to leave this unanswered. And we'll see if in future attempts we get it. But if not, then I'm just not going to... I'm just going to leave it blank, because it'll take me too much time to record everything if I keep going up that many times. So... I'll finish filling out this chart, and I'll be right back with you guys with the final results here in a minute. Alright guys, I'm back, finished this whole thing, and oh boy, were these draws bad. I mean, they weren't horrible, but they got pretty bad towards the end of this thing. But let's talk about this a little bit. So I did exactly what Chris told me about with Tifa's 15 CP. We did get a few of them, however they were very few and far between, you know. Getting them, it was just really difficult. Like these things just would not drop at all. Like it was pretty abysmal. But anyways, so let's go ahead and look at the sums here. So pretty much for Kefka's 15 CP, we got 59 across all 10 attempts. For 35 CP, we got 70 across all 10 attempts. Tifa's 15 CP, obviously, because it was very, like, for whatever reason, the drop chance was very, very low. We had it at 137. For Tifa's 35 CP, we have it at 66. For Barch's 15 CP, we have it at 68. And for his 35 CP, we have it at 97. Now, what does that all translate to? So basically, for Kefka's 15 CP, it's going to take you about roughly 6 draws to get 1. Okay? And for his 35 CP, it's going to be about 7. For Tifa's 15 CP, roughly about 14, but that might just be because of the banner, like the simulator being messed up on her weapon. But it'll be about 14. For her 35 CP, it'll be about 7. For Barch's 15 CP, it'll be about 7, and then for his 35 CP, it'll be about 10, not 9, about 10 draws. So overall, it's a little bit higher than average. I'd say this doesn't seem very good to me. Anything more than 6 the number of draws average is pretty bad in my book, but you know, you never know when it comes to the simulator versus the real thing. But let's go ahead and look at the overall drawn weapons. So basically, we got 29 for Kefka's 15 CP, 37 for his 15 CP, 5 Tifa 15 CPs, 33 of her 35 CPs, 30 Bart's 15s, and 29 of his 35s, and 178 off banners across everything. And that could have been much more, but you know, of course, we capped ourselves, or I capped myself out at 20. I said hours because Chris did the same thing, but I capped myself out at 20 because once you get to that 20 mark, it's just like, you know what, nobody's gonna spend more than 100k on this banner, or pretty much on any banner, unless they really want that character, which would be just stupid in my opinion. So moving on to the average draw chance here, we have Kefka's 15 CP at 16.20%, which I would just say is at 16%. We have about a 20.67, which I'd say is about 21% for his 35 CP. We have a 2.79% chance at Tifa's 15 CP, but that I talked about that before. It's probably just because of the simulator. For Tifa's 35 CP, we have about 18.44% chance, which is almost above the you know, the halfway point, but you know, you just leave that at about 18%. For Bars' 15 CP, we see 16.76, which is almost 17%, and for his 35 CP, we have it at roughly 16% there as well. And for the off banner, I would say yes to this, because on the simulator, there were a lot of dead draws. Like usually for these, when the weapons are available for the simulator, when the simulator wants to work well, usually you don't get that many dead draws. But on this particular banner, I got a lot of dead draws, and what I mean by dead draws is just by getting a bunch of off-banner weapons. So I'm assuming that the world banner is probably going to be not exactly the same, but very similar to that. As we saw with Rydia's, because Rydia's also led to a bunch of dead draws that I saw that there were so many people that pulled for that banner, and they just got completely shafted by Shadow's 15 CP. But anyways, let's go ahead and test out these averages. Basically, what we're going to try and go for is to get everything within 10 draws, because that's how many it takes to, or that's how many we have here for Barch's 35 CP. So let's go ahead and reset our simulator here, and we'll see if we can get everything within 10 draws. Hopefully we can. and things will be good. So on our first draw here, we have Kefka's 15 CP. All right, not bad. 3 off banners. On the second draw, we got Bartz's 15 CP. Okay, not too bad. Third draw, we got Tifa's 35 CP, which is within her 35 CP range. Let's see. Fourth draw, we have off banner, dead draw. Fifth draw here, we got Bartz's 35 CP within 5, so that's also good. We got both of Bartz's weapons, Tifa's 35 CP. Now we're just looking for Kefka's 35 CP. Hopefully we get that within, how many was it? 7? Let's see if we can get it within 7, which is just one more. Got another Bartz 15 CP coming out. Oh, that was unfortunate. I thought it was going to be a 35 CP, but we got another 15 CP. So let's go at 10 and see if we can actually get it within 10. But Kefka's 35 CP was the only one so far that was not within the range of expected draws. And after 10 draws, we did not get Kefka's 35 CP, which is unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I'm just going to try it a few more times to see how many it would actually take, but I'm not going to go too far. I'm just going to click it quickly. Okay, so on the, what is that, the 13th draw? No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes. Yes, on the 13th draw. I don't know. On the 13th draw, we got his 35 CP, which is a little bit above what we expected. But there's for Tifa's 15 CP, I'm not even worried about it because it's messed up with the simulator. But those were pretty much what the simulations gave us. I mean, I'd say 2 of the 3 fell within expected range, but Kefka's 35 CP was a little bit above that. So I mean, is it bad? Yes, obviously it's really bad to have to pull that many times for it. But you know, it is what it is. These simulators, you know, RNG is RNG. You know, sometimes you might get something on your you might get everything on your first draw, and you might not get nothing after. You might not get anything after 100 draws. That's pretty much what I always say. So, with that, I mean, that's pretty much it. Let's move on over into the trailer video that is on the DFFOO Twitter page. All right, and here we are on the official DFFOO Twitter page, looking at Kefka's trailer video. So now let's go ahead and jump on into this. Okay, the volume's already set up, so let's go ahead and watch this and see what's really good about Kefka Palazzo. Okay. This does not sit well with me, pretending to let us do what we want while it's really for your own hobbies. Alright, so Kefka's had enough of Spiritus. Are you going to cut ties with Lord Spiritus, Kupo? Is that really a wise idea? Light of Judgment. That was really weak. Meteor. Oh. Okay. Trying. He doesn't seem that great, guys. What more can I really say? His damage seems subpar. Let's look at this again. Light of Judgment. 834, 832, 3000 hit. Meteor hits pretty hard. See, like, the initial hit is 1500, but like the subsequent hits are only 300 and something. How does that make sense? And then Trine is pretty much just a bravery boost, but it's like... So yes, it is an HP seal. The bosses cannot use HP attacks, which can cheese a lot of things, honestly. Kefka definitely seems like a character that can cheese things, just like Setzer in a way, but Kefka seems like, for events where bosses can get really high HP, seems like he'd be best for those. But his damage is so bad. Like, how can you even work with that? 800 damage? And it's not like he's not MLB either. Like, this is full MLB. The good thing about him is that I can say he can knock off every single buff that a boss can put on himself on itself. So not only can he HP lock a boss, but he can also knock off all their buffs unless they're framed. Maybe. I think even if they're framed, he can probably get knocked off. But either way, he can still knock off all the buffs that a boss can put on itself, which is actually pretty impressive. He actually does have 5 debuffs that are unique, so I'll give him that. You know, he is a very strong debuffer in that sense. But still, it's just like the damage, the trade-off in damage is so ridiculously high. I mean, maybe with artifacts and whatnot, he can become better, but at this point in the game, like, I really cannot condone that little amount of damage. I really can't recommend this to you guys and say, hey, get Kefka because, you know, he's going to be crazy good. He doesn't seem like he's going to be that great. He doesn't seem like he's going to be an amazing addition to the team at this point. You know, maybe earlier on before Lena, he would have been amazing like he was supposed to, but, you know, Square wants to release characters in different orders. And this is what happens. We get weaker characters during harder times in the game. So can I really say that he's good? I don't think he's going to be amazing. But for what he does for being a debuffer, I think he'll be fine. But I honestly can't recommend you guys pulling on him, especially with EXs being this close. I'd really rather say save your money or save up for Zack, because all 3 of the characters on Zack's banner are going to be ridiculously good on release. So, alright, so that's going to do it here for Kefka's review. Overall, I honestly am not impressed with him, but it's honestly Square's fault for this, releasing him so late into the game. He definitely doesn't seem to be tuned to the Awakenings era, considering he will be released only at level 50. And I'm pretty sure as a result, he's probably going to be a dead character without even getting a chance to shine. But we'll just have to wait and see how things play out. Anyway, next up, because I've been so busy IRL, I have to catch up and do Rydia's event since I haven't even started that thing yet. And after that, I'll most likely end up finishing my updated tier list attuned for Awakened characters. So be on the lookout for all that. And yeah, until next time, bye guys.